Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean Second the Money Green. Please give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. New offer. Use our promo code JUICE25, risk-free bet up to $1,000 and a $25 free bet. Sounds like a pretty good deal. That's free. Picks are free. Show's free. Whenever I'm not doing well, I always highlight the fact that the show is free. Picks are free. All right. 0-2 as of tape time with USC minus 2.5 pending. It's like when you're a kid and you woke up growing up at the East Coast, a lot of times you would just say late game and you wouldn't get the box score until the next day. Kids, they don't know what's going on. I'd always be like, what happened? What's going on? What happened in the Angels game? You have to wait another day till you found out. It's going to get too late. I want to get the Thursday night football picks podcast out. So let's get to it. Recap: Washington against Auburn. I thought this would be a good spot, good matchup. Not the case. Auburn bounced them. Really took care of business. And the great bounce back spot for Auburn there after the USC loss. I thought they were going to I didn't like them, obviously, and on a back-to-back road game, they showed up in a big way. Western Kentucky just destroyed South Alabama. Austin Reed balled out, and that Austin Reed, ironically, that was like my one thing where I go, I do like Western Kentucky as a team, as a program, but the opt-outs, I was like, he's not going to have any offensive line. Just as it turns out, did not need the offensive line. He balled out, destroyed. And again, if you like the dogs, take them on the money line. So if people are fading me here, hopefully you guys took Western Kentucky on the money line. They destroyed South Alabama. Like I said, USC minus 2.5 still pending, but had to get this out for the late night folks. Hey, you know what else we got? Go to youtube.com/bettingpros, hit subscribe, comment on this video, automatically entered to win an Earl Campbell autographed jersey. Are you kidding me? That thing is straight fire. All right, here's what we got. One bet on the side, and then so I'm going to do 3 props. Found a fourth I really liked. So here we go. And then I will put in some first touchdown bets in the old Discord. If you partake in the dark arts, I will be sprinkling. Hopefully, been a little cold here, but again, when you hit like a couple 30-1s, carries you for a while. That's what's nice about those. All right, first up on the side, Jags at Jets. It's even hard to say. I'm taking the Jets minus 1.5, 2 units over on FanDuel. Maybe I'm getting a little too cute here, but I just can't get on the Jags. I love the Jets defense. I really like the Jets defense. I keep taking this Jets team. I know they're starting Zach Wilson, which I hate, but the Jags, this seems like the perfect time to fade the Jags. The Jags are 2-22 straight up in their last 24 road games. Now you're going on the road on a short week, Thursday night football. There's going to be cold weather, maybe a little rain. This just feels like a massive letdown spot for the Jags, and Jets are still in the mix for the playoffs. They're going to get up for this game. I know Zach Wilson sucks. This is factored in, Zach Wilson sucking. I think this game could get kind of ugly. Cam Robinson, left tackle for the Jags, he's questionable. Even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. And then Quinton Williams looks like, as of tape time, he's trending in the right direction. That dude is a game changer for the Jets defense. So I'm betting on the Jets. I wish there was a way to just bet on the Jets defense because I like them to win the game for that. Give me the Jets minus 1.5, 2 units over on FanDuel. One of the props I like, give me Travis Etienne under 71.5 yards over on FanDuel. 7 road games so far. He's only gone over this once. Most of the times he's gone under. It hasn't even been close. Jets have a really good run defense. They're 11th in the league in rush yards per game allowed. And again, I think this game could get ugly a little bit. You even look at the total. It's not suggesting it's going to be a pretty game. These Thursday night games in general end up being kind of ugly because of the short week. So give me Travis Etienne under 71.5 rushing yards over on FanDuel. Hey, if you're trying to get down on some of these props and you live in a state where you might not be able to, open up your mobile phone, go to sleeper.com/dailyjuice. 100% deposit bonus up to $100 to get started there. And you might already have Sleeper for your fantasy league. Hopefully, you're still in the fantasy playoffs. Sleeper's obviously a really awesome fantasy platform, but now they also have over under bets, aka player props. So very easy to play. Again, you guys know player props. You're listening to the Daily Juice. You can win 2x all the way up to 20x, depending how many player prop parlays you put together there, or how many different players you put into the parlay there. And what's really cool is, much like in the Discord, you see someone throw out a really good pick. You're like, oh, I want to copy that. It's one button. You could just hit copy the pick and play it for yourself. Really fun. They should come up with a fade button. I do like that concept. You know, someone throws out a 3-team player prop and you just go, you know what? None of that is going to hit. I want to auto fade it. But again, 100% deposit bonus up to $100. You owe it to yourself to at least get started there. And again, if you're in a state where legalized gambling isn't there, Sleeper is available in a lot of states that are over-under games. So sleeper.com/daily juice. Next up, CJ Uzoma, over 8.5 receiving yards. Jags defense, in particular the pass defense, not great. CJ Uzoma, again, seemed to have a good connection with Zach Wilson last game. 2 for 41 and 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson really has a knack for throwing touchdowns to everyone but his receivers. 6 touchdowns so far for Zach Wilson. 4 to the tight ends, 1 to a running back, James Robinson, and then 1 to Corey Davis, who looks like he's not going to play. He likes throwing to the tight ends. Over 8.5 receiving yards for CJ Uzoma feels really, really low. Jags are 4th in the league in yards allowed to the tight end as far as receiving yards, obviously there. So give me CJ Uzoma over 8.5 receiving yards over on FanDuel. Another one we got here, Zach Wilson, over 2.5 passing yards. Again, I know the narrative is Zach Wilson sucks, but you can suck and still throw for 201 passing yards and let your defense win the game for you. I mean, 200.5 passing yards is comically low for a total. You know, you look at like the defense, the Jags are only 1 spot better than the Lions as far as pass defense and yards per game. Zach Wilson, even though he looked pretty crappy against the Lions, he still threw for 317 yards. Now, I get it. You say, oh, the Lions have a horrible defense. The Jags, again, like I said, they are only 1 spot better than them in pass yards allowed per game, and they're coming on a short week. I don't like Zach Wilson by any means, and I know most of this episode is me going, hey, do something for the Jets, but also remember Zach Wilson sucks. Zach Wilson over 200.5 passing yards. It's just too low. Last but not least, I'm taking a Jags anytime touchdown. Give me Jamal Agnew, anytime touchdown, plus 900, 9-1 over on FanDuel. Receiver for the Jags. He's gotten 6 red zone targets so far this season, 4 in the last 4 weeks. If I know anything about Doug Peterson, when you're playing a good defense, he likes to get creative near the end zone in particular. Agnew also had 3 carries last week for 52 yards. He's also involved in the punt return game. I just think there's a lot of ways. What I like about this is they're clearly going out of their way to scheme up opportunities for Jamal Agnew. That's what I'm looking for in an anytime touchdown bet. I'm also, spoiler alert, going to take him there on the first touchdown when I give those plays out in Discord, because a lot of the same stuff applies. Same with with Sherfield for Miami. They scheme him up near the goal line. They scheme him up in the red zone. Now, Sherfield had his opportunity, hit him right in the hands. He just dropped it. I still like that play at 5-1, and I really like this as well at 9-1. So give me Jamal Agnew, anytime touchdown, 9-1 over on FanDuel. Give me Zach Wilson over 200.5 passing yards on FanDuel. Give me CJ Uzoma over 8.5 receiving yards on FanDuel. Give me Travis Etienne under 71.5 rush yards over on FanDuel. And then give me the Jets minus 1.5 2-unit play over on FanDuel. Also, hey guys, toss us a follow on the old TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast. You know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.